Good afternoon, America. We're here with...
Van Dyke.
I told a few people that I was going to do this episode a while back ago, like a good while back ago, Van Dyke. And just, I know you've had your stuff going on, and I've had stuff going on too, but now today is the perfect opportunity to finally just get this, what's the expression, monkey off my back.
For sure. And, sorry for not coming through. I mean, had my own personal issues going on. Mental health is a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's not good.
But, now I'm in a better place now. Surrounding myself around the right people. And, staying on the program, basically.
Well, I know some people are probably going to ask, why am I doing this podcast? I think it's just really honestly, like, I want to lay everything out because it's getting pretty damn bothersome to, like, hear lies and, people, believing in these lies and, people just continuing to tell these fucking lies and people asking, like, hey, what happened? Oh, are you still with her? So, I hope to just get that out of the way. And then also just have, like, a physical symbol on YouTube, I guess, of, like, hey, like, remember, this is what happened. So don't go back to that. Like, don't go back to her and don't go back to a relationship that was like that. And hopefully someone could if someone is in my same shoes or going through similar situations, whether male or female, they could realize, like, holy shit, my partner does this shit too. Like, that's not right. So that's pretty much why I'm doing it. And again, like, people always joke saying that these are like therapy sessions.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, in a way it really is. So yeah, why not? Let's have a little therapy session.
For sure. I mean, I would go back to what you were saying. It's rough to try to go back to that relationship that, especially if there was some kind of thing that happened. It could be something like cheating. It could be something cheating could be something as simple as, just not giving the attention to that individual that you're giving to somebody else. A lot of people consider that could be text messaging, and that could be just messaging, I don't know, FaceTime, a lot of that kind of stuff, talking to somebody else in person. I don't know.
Like, she has done all of the above.
Yeah, man.
During our relationship. And
then, I think the real part is just, like, being with somebody else. That's kind of like the nail in the coffin. Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna just sit here and, and not say that I haven't done that kind of stuff myself. And, I realize that's pretty much why a lot of my relationships went to the dump. You know what I'm saying? It's rough, especially in this day and age with social media. Everything is just so accessible. It's hard in itself to really, like, stay on the, in a straight line on the narrow, like, it gets narrow where people are just, like, always here, like, oh, your ex comes out of nowhere from 5 years ago. He wants to say hi, and then, maybe you're just like, let's see where this goes. But you're with another person or you're talking to another person. But, a lot of stuff like that happens. I've been through it all.
And I guess this is just the perfect segue to just get on with it with the breakup, which happened on... So there's, like, two initial breakups, really. Like, she officially, I guess, broke up with me on February 24th. How do I remember this date, Van Dyke? Well, I'll explain how I remember this date. But I guess let me just explain the whole day, really. Like, I still remember, I don't know if you remember, but February 24th was a Friday. It was the Friday that it was storming like a motherfucker. It was raining really bad. Like, I always tell people that it rained so bad that the CSUN library flooded. Like, the lawn, there was ducks swimming in the fucking lawn. That's how bad it was.
The ducks from the pond?
Like, there is a pond, but there's no pond in the library, like, in front of the library. But there was that day because it rained so fucking bad. Wow. And I was like, what the fuck? I got pictures. I'll show you the ducks afterwards. But Yeah, it rained that fucking bad, and me and this girl, my ex, we had planned out that we were gonna go to CSUN and have a little study date, because she has school and I have school, and it's not something that like we hadn't done before. We'd had study dates at like the library, the public library, but I just thought it would be fun to spice things up and be like, hey, you want to go to the CSUN library, and just a change in environment. And we had done that the week prior, and she liked it. She really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it as well. So I was like, why not do it again? So we planned this out like a week in advance. I let her know, like, because this was during the time that she quit her job. I used to work with her. We used to work at the same place, but she quit her job for reasons that were unknown to me back then. And I let her know that, like, hey, I have this like training I have to go to after I clock out of work, but I'll let you know when I'm out so I could go pick you up. And the rain started like around, I want to say 11 a.m. or something, and it just would not stop. It just kept picking up. And I don't know what happened that day, but a lot of the people that were scheduled for that training, I think just a lot of people in general like missed that day. I don't know if it was because of the rain or whatever. It was a Friday, but a lot of people missed that day. So we got like a literal like 5 minutes before we had to clock out. We got a fucking email saying like, hey guys, like, just heads up, the training got canceled. Too many people were missing today, so we'll just reschedule it another day and let you know. And I was like, oh, dope. Hell yeah, that's going to save me a lot of time. Now I could just go pick up, I could pick her up and we could go to CSUN. So immediately I clocked out. And first thing I did was I called her up. And I was like, hey, babe, so the training got canceled. Too many people were missing. They're going to reschedule it for another day. Is it okay if I go pick you up now? And she responded just in the most fucking pissed off voice I've heard her in a while. Like
a voicemail?
No, she answered her phone, but she like responded to me saying like, you don't fucking care about my time at all, do you? You think I could just drop whatever I'm doing just for you because you're free? Like all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like looking at it in hindsight, I'm like, damn, how did I like let her talk to me like that? But when it was going on, I was just so taken aback by it that I was like, what the fuck? Like, sorry? Shit. Like,
yeah, caught you off guard.
Yeah, it caught me really off guard. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, all I did was ask you, like, hey, is it okay if I could go pick you up now? It's not like I told her, like, hey, be outside your door, like,
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Outside.
In the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah, it's not like I told her that. I was like, hey, is it okay if I go pick you up now? And she responded with that fucking, with that tone and just that whole, like, I don't respect your time and all this shit. To be fair, I'm like, it was Friday, so I know she doesn't have school, and I mean, she doesn't have a job, so.
Yeah, I mean.
So
maybe she was like cooking.
So it turned out that like, yeah, she got really upset because Fridays are apparently her day to cook, and she's like, you don't remember last week I had to spend $70 on my family because I went out with you and I didn't cook on my day. And I was like, oh yeah, shit, I'm sorry, like that was insensitive of me, like I did forget,
What'd you guys go do?
We had another study date the Friday prior to this, February 24th. We went to CSUN to do a little study date and get our work done.
How the fuck you get spend $70 on a study date?
No. She spent $70 getting her family food.
Oh, I see.
Because it was her day to cook.
I see.
And like her mom was bitching at her saying like, you didn't fucking cook. And she's like, oh, let me just order you guys Panda Express.
Oh, I see.
And she spent like $70 or something.
Oh, all
so,
right.
And I told her like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I did forget. Just my phone is about to die. Can you just give me like an estimate of when you'll be done? Like whether it's like half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Like just let me know and I'll go pick you up then. And for whatever reason, she just didn't want to give me like an estimate. And I was like, babe, like, it doesn't matter how long, like, just let me know. Like, I got time. Like, I'll chill in the fucking car. You know, like, believe me, like, I want to give you time, and I want to spend my Friday with you at CSUN. But for whatever reason, she just wouldn't give me a time. And I don't know. I don't know if you want to call it insecurity or just, I don't know. Maybe I got a little paranoid. Maybe a little insecure. I kind of started, like, doubting, like, are you really cooking? So I asked her, like, hey, can you send me a snap of, like, the food you're cooking? Which shouldn't have been an issue because her and I had always spoken about, like, hey, like, yeah, whenever any of us needs reassurance and a snap could offer that reassurance, yeah, like, just ask for it. It's not a big deal. Like, if I say, oh, I'm gonna go out with my buddies, you know, the guys, and you're worried that I'm with, like, some bitch, right? Like, I'll show you. Like, I'll literally, like, record a video, like, oh, it's just me and, you know, the boys in a car.
Turn around and shit like that.
Yeah, like, I've done that before
the
for
girls
her.
in the trunk. No, just kidding.
Like, I've done that for her before, and, you know, like, my friends are cool with it. They don't care. They're just like, you know, they'll say what's up and shit, and I'm like, trust me, like, I'm not gonna cheat on you. Like, I love you. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm just with my buddies here. She's done that for me before too. Like, you know, she's like, hey, like, I'm with my mom. Like, it's my mom. She's driving. You know, so I really didn't think I was asking for much. Like, hey, can you send me a snap of the food? Like, you don't even have to be in it. Like, just, I want to at least see the food. And that pissed her off so much. Like, she was like, you don't trust me? You don't think I'm fucking cooking? And I was like,
yeah, I'd piss a girl off for sure.
Yeah, and I was just like, babe, like, I just need this, like, reassurance right now because it's just a really odd situation. Like, I called you and you're all upset at me, and I don't think I've really done anything wrong. Like, yeah, I forgot that Fridays are your cooking days, but it's not like I'm telling you, like, hey, fuck your family, drop what you're doing, get outside in the rain 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And she was just fucking pissed. She was just like, you know what? Yeah, all right, I'll send your fucking picture.
Did she send it?
She sent me a video of, like,
or
cooking. Yeah, and, you know, I was like, hey, like, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Like, that made me feel a lot better. But she was fucking pissed. And I was telling her again, like, look, I want us to have a good day. It's a Friday. It's a rainy day. And her and I, you know, used to love rainy days, you know?
I fucking hate rainy days. They make me sad.
I hate rainy days now, but back then I used to love rainy days, especially when I would spend them with her.
Yeah. And
she was just like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna give you a time estimate or whatever. And my fucking phone dies. And I was like, God damn it! Like, I had already told her that my phone is gonna die. This is before I had this phone. I had this other phone that the battery just fucking sucks.
Well, you got a new phone now?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, you know, and I was so fucking pissed because the charging port was what was messed up. Like, I literally had to fucking just play with this shit for, like...
Yeah, my iPhone's like that too. I need to fucking get a new iPhone.
So you know, I end up coming home and I'm fucking pissed because I'm drenched as fuck. And I gotta still, like, you know, try to wrangle up my fucking charger to make it charge. It takes me like fucking almost 15 minutes just to, like, actually get 1%. And first thing I do is, like, I call her up and I'm like, hey, like, my phone died, and, like, honestly, like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, why are you so upset? Like, she just starts telling me all this shit that, like, I don't appreciate her time and whatnot, and that she doesn't want to go to CSUN anymore, that, like, I could go by myself. And I tell her, like, hey, that's all right. We don't need to go to CSUN. Like, how about I pick you up, we grab some burgers from Keys.
Oh, you guys go to Keys?
Yeah, that's your favorite burger place.
Oh, sick. Yeah, she got good taste.
Yeah, so I was trying to make it up to her. I was like, look, I know we planned a study date, but fuck that. Like, we could just get some food and then talk this out. How about that,
Yeah.
And she just wasn't fucking having it. She was like, no, I'm good. You could go by yourself. I'm going to stay home. And again, she was just fucking like worst fucking tone ever, And I'm just getting more fucking pissed, like I'm just like, I'm trying to fucking
kind of mend the situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to be the adult here, like, like, to be fair, I mean, you're just fucking cooking for your family, like, you had all fucking morning to do that, and I'm still giving you fucking time. It's not like I'm telling you, like, look, you gotta be fucking done by this time. I'm literally telling her, like, take your time, give me an estimate. If you need to fucking, go a little overboard with the estimate, that's fine. Like, I will wait.
What was she saying? Was she like, nah?
Yeah, she was like, nah, like, just fucking go to see something by yourself. And I do remember she asked me, like, if I see you, are you gonna be mad or something like that? And I was like, look, I can't fucking lie to you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking mad because, like, none of this was necessary. Yeah. Like, if I spoke to her in that manner, yeah, it was justified. But I was very, I think I was quite reasonable. Like, hey, can I go pick you up now? Oh, just give me an estimate. Oh, we don't need to go to CSUN. We could go grab some burgers and just, talk this out. And she was like, can you reassure me that you're not going to be mad? I'm pretty sure that's what she told me to reassure her on. And I mean, I guess this is where I fucked up, really. Like, I told her, like I can't do that right now. Like, I'm just pretty damn pissed off, and like, I don't know if I can reassure you that I won't be pissed off, because I am fucking pissed off. Like, this is all unnecessary.
Yeah. And
she's like, all right, you know what? Yeah, have fun at Caesar. And she just hangs up on my ass, right? And I was fucking pissed, man. Like, I was like, God damn it. Like, I was waiting for this fucking day since last week, because I really enjoyed my study day with her at CSUN the week prior. I had a bad day at work, and I was just like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to have a great day with Ingrid, And now she's all fucking pissed off at me for, I don't know why. And I just decide, like, you know what? Like, I'm going to let my phone charge a bit, and I'm going to go to McDonald's, and I'm going to grab a bite to eat and just calm myself down.
Yeah.
So I fucking do that.
McDonald's will do that to you.
I grab some McDonald's, I eat, call her back after I finish. Still ringing like a motherfucker. I call her up. She's like, what do you want? And I'm like, hey, like, I'm sorry. Like, I know it seems like I'm being inconsiderate to you, right? Like, just expecting you, like, oh, to be free whenever I'm free and shit. And I try telling her, like, like, I just really want to spend today with you. It's a rainy day. I think we'd have a great time at CSUN. If you don't want to go to CSUN, we could do something else. Like, we could stay at your place and just watch movies, or if you just want to talk about this and grab some burgers, let's do that.
Still no.
No. And she just goes on saying, like, you never get shit done. All you ever do is make excuses, saying that you got a bunch of shit to do. You need to man up. You need to level up. And I was like, what the fuck? Where's this?
Level up?
Yeah. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, all you ever do is complain about how hard things are. And I'm like,
life's hard, girl.
And that really, like, hit me. Like, honestly, at that point, I actually, like, I kind of just wanted to get off the phone, because it wasn't too long ago that I had told her, like, I had this pretty, what I was hoping was going to be a heart-to-heart talk with her, telling her, like, I told her, like, look, babe, like, honestly, like, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed for the first time in my life, and I don't really know how to, like, react to that.
I see anxiety picking up.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. The 2023 has just been pretty rough, and it was very overwhelming in the first half of it. And I let her know because, this is the girl that I thought I was gonna fucking, marry. This is the girl that I loved. This is the girl that told me, like, I know you're strong, but if there ever comes a day when you need to take a knee, I'm gonna be there for you. Like, if you just need me to be there by your side, I'll be there. Doesn't matter. I want to be there for you. So obviously, finally I get to that point where I'm like, fuck, I gotta tell her how I'm feeling. And I told her, Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I was just pretty fucking honest. Like, look, honestly, like, I feel overwhelmed right now, and I this is the first time I ever felt like this, so I don't really know what to do.
It's like, man, it's like a rush.
And I thought maybe she would, at the very least, just offer me some words of encouragement. But all she did was say the same shit she told me, like, you need to man up, like, stop fucking saying shit like this, like, you're just stressing me out, don't tell me your problems anymore, I want you to stop telling me about your problems.
The fuck? I mean, y'all together, like, that's the only person you can really go to, like, you're the person in your corner, like.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I have that kind of situation, like, where I want to, like, vent out, I don't really have too many people to call on. Like, your friends aren't going to always hear every shit that you're going through, because everybody's going through shit, but, you'd really kind of want to depend on, like,
you want to know that your girl.
Your significant other, whether
back.
You're a girl or a boy, whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend. You'd really want to depend on, like, that's the first person I can call. That's the last person I can call.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like, I see how you reacted to that, and me just saying that story again, like, makes me think, like, yeah, well, how did I not say something like, what the fuck, like. But at the moment, I was just, like, again, taken aback by that.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I won't tell you my problems anymore. Like, you're right. Like, those are my problems. I could keep them to myself, and I'll just figure it out myself. And she was perfectly fine with that. Let me tell you, she was fucking perfectly fucking fine with that.
Like, it didn't even faze her.
It did not faze her at all. And, again, I was like, all right, yeah, I guess I am just being a little bitch. I tried telling myself that. And, yeah, I decided, like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna come to her with, like, my problems or with, like, these feelings that I'm having of, like, anything that isn't good. So then to hear her say this shit again when I'm, like, calling her after McDonald's, like, all you ever do is fucking complain. You never get shit done. You need to man up. You need to level up. I was just like, all right, you know what? Like, hey, I'm gonna let you go, okay? I'll let you know when I get to CSUN, and I'll let you know when I'm heading home. Mm-hmm. And she was like, bye. And I fucking drove to CSUN by myself, and I did what I had to do. I got my work done.
Okay.
But
good shit.
Yeah, it was. I really don't know how I did it, because that shit was just like. That shit was on my mind the entire fucking time I was at CSUN. I was like, did she just really say that shit to me again? Like, and I don't know. I guess maybe in hindsight now, maybe I was just being pathetic, or maybe I was just being stupid. But I was in the 4th floor in the library, and there's, like, this window. I'm gonna just call it a window. See, there's just this big ass window, and I went over there to check out the rain, and I don't know, like, I just thought, like, you know what, like, I'm just being a little too sensitive. Life is too beautiful, especially right now under rain. Life is too beautiful to not enjoy with Ingrid. And, I was like, I'm gonna try to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is I mean, anybody would initially think that, even if you were like in the worst position in a relationship, like you'd still try to fix that, you know, like, or try to have like you try to touch base, you know. I think that's normal.
And I texted her. I remember I texted her and like she just still had the same energy, like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, ugh, all right, fuck this. Like,
Just dismissive as hell.
yeah, she was just very dismissive about everything. And I was like, that pissed me off so much because I'm right here thinking, like, you know, life is too beautiful to not spend with Ingrid here. And I drove home and, dude, I'm telling you, it was like, lights were out, street lights were out, streets were flooded. It was bad. Again, the fucking lawn and Season Library was flooded. Ducks swimming and shit.
Yeah, I think I remember how much it rained that day too.
It was bad.
It was raining a lot,
and
a lot worse than the little storm that came recently.
And
Hurricane Shirley, whatever the fuck.
And
Hillary.
I got home, Van Dyke, and my room was flooded.
Oh, your room?
My room was flooded.
Your room got flooded?
My room was flooded.
How
yeah.
the fuck did water get in?
So there was like a crack in the, I don't know like the wall, and it was raining so fucking hard that like it just fucking started flooding. And
it was like pointing in the direction of like your window.
Yeah, literally, like it was just fucking banging on my fucking wall and window.
So you had like a puddle?
Yeah.
You had a puddle, right? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, this is back in February, but yeah.
I mean, like, did you get water damage?
I don't know.
Was all your clothes wet or something? Or your bed?
I mean, I didn't have my clothes, like, you know, just like your
clothes in a bag.
But no, like everything was fucking wet.
Did your socks get wet?
My socks were already wet because I was outside, but I just remember like that was just the fucking last straw. Like, I was over it, honestly.
You're pissed. I know. You probably were like, fuck.
Yeah, because, you know, fucking Ingrid was saying, like, all you ever do is, like, complain. You know, you make it seem like your life is so hard and the world is against you. And I'm like...
So, like, while you were cleaning up that puddle, that was, like, echoing in your
head. Yeah. I was just like, God damn it, dude. And, you know, I told her I got home, right? And I tried cleaning up, but, like, again, it was a fucking...
How'd you clean it up? Like with a mop? Or like just a bunch of towels?
I had a bunch of paper that I used.
What the fuck? You had your fucking jizz paper? Oh my gosh.
Like literal like paper, but...
Paper like from your notebook?
Like, yeah, essentially, yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
just use a towel.
I mean, I did that too, but I tried... I'll explain that later, but yeah, so I just decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna go to fucking bed. Like, I'm just gonna go to fucking bed.
Oh, it's still flooding.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do this shit right now, you know, like, I'm fucking pissed off because of Ingrid. I'm pissed off now because of this fucking flooded room and shit. And I text her. I said, hey, I'm gonna go to bed. I love you. Good night. And she responds to me pretty quickly, surprisingly.
Did she say I love you back?
She said, you don't want to go to sleep on call together?
What?
That's something that we would always do, like, anytime that I wasn't working overnight.
No, I was just saying, like, that was just off-putting because I'm like, she's over here trying to, like, dismiss you all
day, so I was
all
like,
evening or whatever, and then...
Yeah, like...
she's like, oh, you want to sleep?
Yeah,
like, on call?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like...
Huh?
And, you know, for the longest while, I really did regret telling her no. But, I mean, you'll see why I kind of changed my opinion on that. But, yeah, I told her no. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, right now, I need my own space right now. Because, again, her voice is just echoing in my head saying, like, oh, you never get shit done. You make it seem like the whole world's against you, you know. Meanwhile, my fucking room is flooded and all this shit. Like, you know, she ruined a fucking perfectly good day we could have had together. So, you know, I go to bed, right? And the thing is that back then I used to sleep with my volume and my vibration on, just in case, like...
She called?
I mean, we would go to sleep on call together, right? But sometimes she would have nightmares and like.
Oh shit, I hate those.
Yeah, so I always told her like, look, if you have a nightmare, and I can't wake up. Like if you're like saying like, oh, Caesar, wake up, and I can't wake up, just hang up and just call me again. Like I'm gonna hear the phone ringing and vibrating, and I'll wake up, and I'll comfort you during your nightmare, or after your nightmare.
Yeah,
and
it's good to talk it out.
And yeah, it is. I was trying to sleep, right? And my phone just fucking starts blowing up and shit. Like, not ringing, just text messages, like vibration. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who's fucking texting me right now? And I get up, right? And I check. And it's her. And I'm like, honestly, I was hoping that it was a fucking apology.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And,
don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, it was kind of like a fucking weird apology. Like, I was like, what? Like, how the fuck did you come to this conclusion? She fucking said, like, look, I know I wasn't the best girlfriend in the beginning when we met, and maybe that's why you've been treating me so shitty today. I'm sorry I treated you bad in, like, our early days, but I guess I deserve it. And that's why you've been treating me like this. I'm like, what the fuck? That pissed me off so much. Because I was like, what the fuck did I do to you? All I did was ask you, babe, can I go pick you up now? Like, is it okay if I go pick you up? Like, yeah, I guess I forgot that Fridays are your days. But I don't think that warranted the fucking response that I got.
Yeah.
I don't think anything warranted any response that you gave me, Yeah.
Did you tell her that?
I called her up and I was like, Ingrid, what are you talking about? Like, you're not making sense right now. Like, yeah, you weren't the best person when we first started dating or when we first started talking. But, like...
y'all worked through it.
I told her, like, I would never try to get back at you. Like, I love you. I wouldn't do that. I just don't understand what your problem is right now. Like... I don't understand how we got to this point. And she's telling me, like, you don't get it. You've just been so distant lately. And I'm like, distant? Well, first of all, yeah, I have been distant because you quit your job. And anytime we talk about why you quit your job, you stop making sense. You never give me a real answer. So, yeah, I don't see you every day now. And she's like, that's not what I mean. I mean emotionally. And I was like, of course. You told me to stop telling you how I feel. To stop telling you how, like, am I having a shitty day? Do I have problems? You wanted me to stop telling you about my problems. And she was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. You're so abusive and manipulative. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you were the one that told me to stop telling you all this. So yeah, I agree. We are growing, distant. But that's because you told me to stop telling you how I felt about my problems and all this shit. She's like, you know what? No, I can't do this. Goodbye, Caesar. And she hangs up, right? And
that was the last time you talked to her.
I was so pissed off, and Dyke, that was like, my fucking floor is flooded. Fucking,
you lost your girlfriend.
I go to bed, like, I realized that she, like, blocked me and shit, like, off, like.
That's the worst, bro. I hate fucking girls doing that.
And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to bed, fuck this. I'll handle this in the morning. And, yeah, we were emailing from, like, February 25th to the 28th, I think. Emailing, yeah.
Yeah, that fucking like, what the
Yeah, because she blocked me off everything.
Get an AOL? Instant Messenger? And, Messenger?
Yeah, so I emailed her. I think it was Monday. That might have been...
What, like Yahoo?
Gmail.
Okay.
I emailed her on Monday. Oh no, she blocked my phone number, so I was texting her. I texted her while I was at work. It was like 9 a.m. I told her, like, hey babe, like, I'm pretty free today. do you want to like maybe hang out, like go grab a burger again, Keys? And she's like, hey, I'm at school right now, and honestly, like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm really backed up on homework. I've been slacking, and it's catching up. And I was like, oh, no worries. Like, yeah, maybe we could go to the library and have a study date there. And she's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I really need to do all this homework. And yeah, I don't know if we go to the library, if we're actually going to be productive. And I told her like, oh, like no, like trust me, like I'm not going to try and, you know, take you anywhere else or go grab a bite to eat. Like, we'll stay there until they close, and, you know, we'll stay there doing work.
You guys like help each other out and stuff like that?
To keep ourselves on track back then.
Like, you can be like, hey, she like has like a problem, like on, I don't know, what was she taking?
I mean, yeah, if it was something math related, I could help her, but like it was never math related. But yes, you have the right
general
idea.
Gist, yeah, yes. Yeah, okay.
But also just like, you know, we would go to the library together, and just like, you know, she would sometimes have to write papers or do like discussion posts, and, you know, I'd be right there next to her doing whatever the fuck I had to do. So it was just like, you know, solidarity, you know. Mm-hmm. And, you know,
that sounds romantic.
It felt romantic. And I told her like, yeah, like I won't try to go grab a burger with you or anything. We're just gonna do work. And she's like, okay, fine. Pick me up after you get off work. And again, this was like 9, maybe 10 a.m. And okay. During this time, I would always go on my break around 12:30. And during this time on my break, I would always call her up. I would always call her up to, like, you know, tell like, hey babe, like I'm on my break. And, you know, we would talk sometimes. Sometimes I'd be really sleepy because, as you know, I got 2 jobs and don't sleep for like 2 days.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you do it.
And, you know, sometimes I tell like, look, babe, I'm really sleepy. Like, do you mind if I take a nap for my lunch break? And, you know, she would usually tell me like, yeah, do you want to stay on call? And, you know, that was just one of her little things that, like, you know, she would do with me. Like, oh yeah, let me just still stick with you, like, even if it's just through a phone call and you're sleeping, like, at least we're still connected like that, right? Mm-hmm. And
I used to do that too with Zulema.
and so, like,
shout out Zulema.
I called her up at 12:30 this Monday, and she tells me like, oh hey, I just ran into one of my old friends from high school. And I'll be honest, like, the first thing I was wondering, like, is it a guy or a girl? And she told me right away, like, oh, it's a girl. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, she's telling me that she's part of this music club at Mission, and that they're gonna, like, practice. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. She's like, yeah, babe, do you mind if I, like, you know, talk with her? Mm-hmm. And at the time, I don't know, I guess I didn't really think much of it. I was like, you know, I'm pretty fucking tired, so why not get like a little bit of sleep?
I was like, yeah, for sure.
So I told her like, yeah, sure. And I did ask her before I hung up. I was like, hey, is it just gonna be you and your girlfriend? And she's like, oh, well, there's guys in the music group, but no, it's just gonna be me and her. Like, I'm just gonna hang out with her.
And you're like, damn, the fuck.
And you know, I at the time I still had some trust in her, so I was like, yeah, okay, babe, I believe you. Like, I trust you, you know. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I clock out of work. It's raining.
It's raining.
Yeah, I remember it was raining. I go to my car, and I text her telling her like, hey, I just clocked out. Like, I'm gonna go pick you up. And, you know, I make my way to her school, mm-hmm. her college. And there's this one spot where I always pick her up at, where I would always pick her up at. And there had never been an issue, like, because I always text her like maybe 5 minutes before I get there, like, hey babe, like, I'm 5 minutes away, like, can you you know, like, start getting ready to meet me up. And, that usually gives her a heads up to like, oh, I'm going to put my shit away so I could, meet up with Caesar right away. Or like, oh, okay, I'm going to start walking already,
Yeah.
I texted her like when I was literally 5 minutes away, right? And I arrive. And, she wasn't there. Like, I didn't expect her to be there right away, especially since it was kind of raining. Mm-hmm. So I text her like, hey, I'm here. She takes like 15 minutes to get to my car, right? And I'll be honest, I was thinking like, well, that's kind of weird. But I kind of tried telling myself that, oh, it's because it's raining. And she gets in the car, right? And she's just like really fucking excited. She's like, oh my gosh, I met my friend from high school. She's part of this music club at Mission. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds really great. Like, she's like, yeah, she was saying that I should practice with them, that she knows I have a voice and that I love singing. She used to be a singer in high school, and she did musicals for theater.
That's what's up. And that's productive. And,
yeah, I was just listening to her. I was happy to see her. I was happy to be back with her. Mm-hmm. Have her, back in the car, right? And she just keeps talking and talking, right? And she lets slip out that she was hanging out with some guy. Or guys, I don't remember. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait, what? And I wish you could have seen the look in her face when, I said, wait, what? It didn't look like guilt. It looked more like annoyance. Like, fuck. That's what I remember the most. That it didn't look like, damn. Oh, now I gotta explain to him, what I did. It was more like, god damn it. Now I gotta explain to him. Not guilt. It just looked annoyed. Her face. And she tries telling me, babe, I told you there was guys. And I was like, yeah, you did, but you told me you were just going to be with your girlfriend from high school. She was like, no, I didn't. I told you I was going to be hanging out with guys too. And I was like, no, you didn't. I would not have been cool with that. Now, I know some people that are listening are probably going to be like, oh, you fucking controlling asshole. Okay, you guys don't know Ingrid. In hindsight, yeah, she had a lot of red flags when it came to guys. Very specific type of guys. So, again, that's why I wouldn't have been cool with her telling me, yeah, I'm going to hang out with these guys. And, she tried telling me, what's the term, gaslight me? Yeah, she was trying to gaslight me.
Oh, my God. Did she actually say that word? That you're gaslighting her?
She had said that in past arguments, but no, she didn't use that.
All these girls learn these kind of vocabularies off TikTok, I swear.
Yeah. So fucking.
It's you're gaslighting me.
So she tries telling me that I told you that I was gonna be with guys, and I was like, no, you didn't. And I feel honestly, you just let it slip, and now you're just annoyed.
Oh my God.
And I told her hey, wait. Did you get any of your homework done? And she was like, what? And I was like, I texted you at 9 a.m. You told me that you were in the auditorium at 9 a.m. And you just told me when you came into my car that you're coming from the auditorium. So you've been in the auditorium during homework for, let's say you started at 9. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 2:30 essentially. Mm-hmm. Almost fucking 6 hours. You're hanging out with them? You're hanging out with these fucking guys? Or were you doing homework? And she was like, I still gotta do homework. And I was like, you couldn't get all your homework done in those 6.5 hours or those 6 hours? She's like, I was hanging out with, the music club. And I was like, you're hanging out with guys for 6.5 hours? You had time to do that, but you were telling me that you didn't have time to hang out with me. And she tells me, Van Dyke, she tells me, take me home.
Just like that?
Yeah. And I took her home. And I remember, it was a Monday because I went to work later that night, and she tried justifying that, like, look, I just have a fear of missing out on fun, and it seemed like a really fun idea to hang out with them because, I'm passionate about music and singing. And I don't know, man. Maybe it was
I want to sing.
I don't know what it was, man. I guess I was just, I lacked self-respect that I told her, like, I understand,
I'm so alive. You remember that Saved by the Bell episode with that one girl? She's like, I'm so alive. I'm so alive. And she's like, I'm so scared.
But,
it's like you're doing pills, caffeine pills or some shit, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that scene. Just 'cause I looked up caffeine
pills. You're taking
pills.
pills, you're taking drugs. I'm so excited.
But, like, fucking, I think it was, I remember it was the 27th. It was February 27th, the last time I actually had, like, any contact with her that wasn't, like, hostile. I was talking to her actually over the phone, Van Dyke. And she was telling me, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's just so taxing. Draining. Yeah, she would say that a lot. Like, this is so draining. And I told her, like, can I ask you something? And she was like, what? And I was like, do you know what tomorrow is? She was like, no, I don't know what fucking tomorrow is. What the fuck is tomorrow?
She got the DTs? Is she in a state of confusion? No, I'm just kidding.
And, I tell her, tomorrow's our anniversary.
Oh, shit. Damn. Dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, and she was like, I told you I'm not good with dates. And this is a girl that fucking, like, knows National Girlfriend Day and all those stupid TikTok holidays.
It's fucking TikTok, dude.
So I'm like, yeah, you know all those holidays, but you don't know when I asked you to be my girlfriend. Yeah. And
what month was it gonna be? Like the 5th month, 6th month, 7th month, year?
It was a year.
A year?
It was gonna be a year. Yeah.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
And she just decides to fucking, like, end it right there and then and just hang up on me. And that was pretty much the last time I ever, like, had a good back and forth with her. That wasn't just, it wasn't even a good back and forth, but again, like,
you've reached out to her and she still hasn't, like...
So I reached out to her since this was February 27th, Van Dyke. So this was February 27th when she completely...
That was Brandon's birthday.
So it was February 27th when she completely, like, cut me off of everything. And, I did try reaching out to her. Like, I was like, look, like, this is really stupid. I want to spend my life with you. I'm willing to work anything out with you because, you're the girl I want to be with. Never got any responses. If I did get a response, it'd be like, no, you're like, I'm fucking tired of the way you treat me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do I fucking treat you? Like, what do I do that's, like, bad to you? Like, the thing, like, you need to understand, Van Dyke, like, her past boyfriends have been fucking, have been abusive, not just emotionally.
They beat the shit out of her?
Physically, sexually.
Oh, shit.
Like, she does not go for good guys in general, whether that's a relationship or guys in general.
Some girls are like that, man. They just like that toxic shit. But I'm not saying she's like that. But yeah, some girls just, like, I don't know. They just can't take a decent guy in front of them, or they'll try to, you know what? I've seen they go as far as try to turn you into a toxic person.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel like that's what she was trying to do.
Try to turn you, like, I don't know if it's like some excitement. If it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's like an arousal thing or something.
Yeah, she once told me that, like, she likes getting me pissed off because like she finds it hot.
Dude, some girls have said that to me too, and I've heard some like kinky ass shit from like some of my exes. Like I don't know, like some just really fucking kinky shit. Like, and I've heard this on like, it's funny because I heard this on BuzzFeed one time. Like some girls like, I don't know, it's like some like sexual kinks and shit like that. Like, oh, like I wanted some guy to like come like sit next to me and kind of like try to like, you know, like touch them and stuff like that, but like not directly. I don't know, some kind of weird shit like that. And then I remember like my ex, I'm not gonna name which one. She had said something similar to like that, like, oh, like I want to be on a bus and like or like an old man or something, like just kind of like predatorize them and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like. Yeah. Like, I don't want to get kicked in the balls or some shit. Like, I don't look at, like, that shit kind of being hot or something. Like, I don't want to get, like, what the fuck, like, I don't want to be sleeping on a bus and some girl just, like, put her fucking jank in front of my face. Like, what the fuck, like, her junk is out. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, who are you?
But, I mean, you get it, right? Like, I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, how am I treating you? Like, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to suck my own dick, but, like, I've treated you better than any of your fucking boyfriends or any fucking guy that you've, like, fucked around with before.
Yeah.
So, you know, at one point I kind of just figured, like, you know what? Yeah, I need to respect that she doesn't want to get back with me. But, man, like, I have a lot of unanswered questions regarding our relationship. Like, first of all, like, why did you break up with me? It really doesn't make sense. Like, that we grew distant. I did exactly what you wanted me to do. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't make sense. And that's just something that always bugged me. Like, the breakup just never made sense. And I just wanted closure. I really wanted closure. That's all I wanted for a good portion of, like, the breakup. So, I mean, it got to the point where I went to her, one of her classes. I waited for her to fucking come out, and I know it sounds bad and shit, but like, I just needed that, man. Like, this is the girl that I fucking fell in love with, and now she just left me for some fucking reason that I don't even know why.
You think she was ready to see another guy? You think she's seeing another guy now?
Well, so all right, I'll get to that. So, okay. So when I went to see her the first time, she looked pretty surprised, but honestly, she looked very like
starstruck.
I mean, looking back at it now with the information that I know now, I think maybe she was a little nervous, and I'll explain why later, but I did feel like she seemed kind of happy to see me, and I mean, we even like shared a little laugh together. I called her a pick-me girl after, like, because she did give me I told her, like, look, I'm not here to get back with you. I'm not here to win you back. I'm just here to, like, get some answers to some questions for my own closure. And she was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And so we sat down, and I asked her some questions about some, like, stories that she had told me from her past. And she explained, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Why did you phrase it in that other way then? And she was like, oh, I just wanted to impress you. And I was like, oh, you're a pick-me girl. And she was like, I know, right? I'm so dumb. And, you know, we, like, actually shared a laugh together, like a genuine laugh. And I asked her this question, because there's these two big issues that were really, like, coming up lately. And I mean, in hindsight, okay, it makes a lot of sense, but I mean, there is one issue. She would always advertise her age on TikTok. She would put 19. She would put teenager on her hashtags.
The fuck?
And I mean,
isn't she like 20 something?
I mean, now she is, but during the breakup, she was still 19.
Oh, okay.
And it bugged me, because I'm like, dude, why are you marketing your age? Like, I just feel like she gets a lot of fucking views. She gets a lot of fucking likes too. And honestly, like, they're kind of just thirst traps. They're just fucking thirst traps, honestly. Mm-hmm. And she puts those hashtags, and when she puts those hashtags like 18, 19, teenager, you know, mm-hmm. like, who do you think is looking at them? Who do you think is looking up those tags?
Some creeps.
Yeah, fucking horny old men or just horny guys. And I asked her about it. I was like, hey babe, like, why do you do that? And she told me, oh, it's because like I want girls my age to look at my stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? When was the last time you ever went on TikTok and looked up 19 or teenager? You don't even do that shit. So, you know, it didn't make fucking sense. And I didn't like that she like would use her age as a weapon against me. Yeah. Like, there's this one time, like, I won't get into the full details, but like I ended up somehow I logged onto her Instagram account on my phone while I was on call with her, and I was like, hey babe, like I don't know what the fuck happened, like I'm on your account now, like how the fuck do I get out of here? And I don't know if I really don't know if it was just actual curiosity or if it was just like an instinct, because I didn't use Instagram back then. I just used it to communicate with her. Yeah. And I pressed the fucking the message button, or like to see your messages. Yep. And I clicked on it, and
it was a bunch of niggas.
No, it was your like girlfriend or stupid girlfriends and like just friends that I know, right? But I don't know what it was, man. Like something just compelled me to like scroll down, right? Yep. And I scrolled down without even like thinking, honestly.
I try not to do that anymore. I used to do that when I was younger.
But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that guy, you know? Yeah. But it's something just took over, and like I went like this, right? And this guy popped up. His name's Call Me Asian.
Call Me Asian.
And
that's original.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I remember I had brought him up. I had asked her about him once in the past, like a few months prior to this situation. Mm-hmm. And she told me who he was and everything. And I was like, the fuck? Like, why are you messaging this guy? So I was going to click the message.
And why is he Asian?
And he wasn't even Asian.
He wasn't even Asian? What the fuck?
I don't think so.
Why was he lying?
We can look him up. But, so I click it, and then like I get logged out. Yeah. And, I asked her about it, and she's like, no, I'm not talking to anybody. And I'm like, dude, I just literally caught you talking to some dude. Like, I literally caught her talking to some guy on Instagram, Van Dyke, and she gets mad at me. And I asked her, like, fuck, it doesn't, I don't think it's any of those, but yeah, I caught her, Van Dyke, and she got pissed at me, and I asked her, like, can you let me know who he is? And she tells me like the story of who he is, and I tell her, like, you're lying. That's not the same story you told me when I asked you about him a few months ago. Yeah. So, like, for sure, like, yeah, she was talking to this guy, right? And I was at work, Van Dyke. I was at work, and I was about to take my lunch break, and I was just like, all right, you know what? Hey, I'm fucking pissed off right now, and I don't want to say anything that's gonna, like, hurt you or fuck us up, because I know I'm probably gonna say something mean. I'm gonna hang up, and I'm gonna take a nap to cool down. I'm not gonna do anything bad. I'm not gonna cheat on you. I love you. I'll let you know when I'm going back to work. Mm-hmm. And I hang up, and she starts blowing up my phone, right? Like, she starts sending me all these fucking text messages saying, like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, I know the only reason you wanted to be with me was because you wanted to fuck 18-year-old pussy. I'm sorry. And I was like, well, first of all, you're 19. So did you forget? Did you forget you're 19?
That would caught me off guard.
I was like, you're 19. You're not 18 anymore.
Oh my god.
But so she's always used that like
I
right when
needed a
she
good
said
laugh. Oh my gosh, I was waiting for it.
when she said that, like I called her back. I was like, look, like you were talking to a guy and you got caught, and now you're mad at me. Like that doesn't make sense. And after that, she blocked like. I don't even know if she blocked. She probably just removed them. She told me she blocked them, but I'm thinking she probably just removed them. Almost like every guy from her Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the issues about the age thing. Like she would use it as a weapon against me, but she would very freely market that shit and advertise her age for like views and likes on TikTok, right? Especially when she's showing off her body. And I was like, I don't think that's right. Like that's very bothersome that you're so open to showing the whole world, hey, look, I'm 19 and this is my body. I'm a teenager, and then you're very ready to use that as a weapon against me to your advantage in any argument. And she kind of saw it my way. She's like, you know what? Yeah, that is wrong. Like, I'll change my bio and stop using those hashtags. And when she did stop using those hashtags, it was pretty funny because her views did go significantly down and shit. So I'm sure like the horny men stopped viewing her shit. But that was one of the issues that we were having, Van Dyke. And then the other one was I was out with her one day, and she was like, "Oh, hey, babe, I haven't shown you the pictures I took when I went out to the museum with my friends, huh?" And I was like, "No." She'd gone out to the museum, like some museum with her friends. Mm-hmm. And she showed me the pictures. And, she looked good. She looked really good. She was wearing, like, a crop top and, just showing skin. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, babe, you look good. But then I realized, hey, you never wear shit like that when you're with me. And so I asked her about it. I was like, hey, how come you never dress in like revealing clothes when you're with me? And she tries to like give me this bullshit answer saying like, oh, my mom would never allow it, And I'm like, wait, but you fucking hype up your mom so much saying that my mom would never slut shame me. She never slut shames me for wearing what I want to wear. But now all of a sudden she wants to slut shame me. So I kind of like kept at it. And finally, like, she came out with the real answer. She told me, and I'm not like, this is actually her wording, Van Dyke. Mm-hmm. She told me, I just don't think you deserve to see me like that.
Damn.
So I was like, what the fuck?
That's rough, buddy.
And like, what does that even fucking mean? That like, oh, my boyfriend doesn't deserve to see me in, fucking revealing clothes, but all these other men do?
Typically, they.
Because again, like if she would wear that type of shit with me, but also like when she's not with me, yeah, I don't think there's an issue. But she goes out of her way to cover herself up when she's with me, and then she goes out of her way to dress like fucking revealing only when she's not with me and around guys. So that was an issue I was having with her. Like those were the two main issues we were having. Well, yeah, those were like the two big issues that we had during that time. And I asked her about the clothing thing because she was all like, you're being controlling, and I'm like, it's not being controlling, it's just like a matter of respect. Like you're gonna fucking be showing off your tits to random guys, but not like your boyfriend because you believe he doesn't deserve it. Like that's just disrespectful. Like what the fuck? It's not a control thing. But anyway, she didn't want to answer that question when I asked her about it, right? And I guess this is where I also fucked up. Like I left. Like I just got up and I was like, all right, fine. If you're not gonna like talk to me, then I'll just fucking leave. And I left. And I got in my car and I was just fucking heading home. And I got an email from her. An email, not a text message, a fucking email.
Email? You got a MySpace message?
She sent me an email saying like, you fucking dick. Like you said you came here to win me back, but all you did was try to get closure for yourself. And I'm like, wait, what? Like I responded immediately. I was like, no, I told you from the beginning that I wasn't here to win you back. So that kind of fucked me up because I was like, wait, did she actually want me to win her back then? Like, is that why she sat down with me to like
Bro, I don't know why girls like go on that tangent where they're just like, because like they didn't get what they want. Not saying what they didn't get what they wanted. Things went left instead of right. Like things happen, but then they go on a tangent like, you know what? Fuck you. You ain't shit. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you're a fucking failure. You're a fucking bum. That's what that bitch Karina was saying to me, bro. Like recently, bro, and that shit fucking. I'm not even gonna lie. I was chilling out. Fucking had a fucking stressful day. Fucking lacking sleep too. Going fucking crazy. Fucking, and then I get a call from her out of nowhere, cause like I tried messaging her, but she blocked me. And then then she unblocked me and started calling me like crazy. And then I picked up and I was like, "Oh, what's up? Like, did you get my message? Like, my bad. Like, these past 2 weeks were really like rough and like it was hard on me. Like a lot of stuff happened, and you know I was trying to talk to her about it, but she was just like, "Nah, fuck you. I thought I loved you. I don't know." Like she definitely was fucking drunk, dude. She was fucking definitely drunk. And then I heard her homegirl in the background, and I was fucking like, at that point I was like, damn. Like I heard it at the end, but I was like, "Hey man, like I'm sorry. Like you know I'm trying to explain it." Like she's like, "No, like I go through shit too. Like you a fucking bum." And I was like, "Bum? What the fuck? Like, fuck you." Like, I didn't say that, but I was like, what the fuck? Like, you saying some fucked up shit right now. And I'm trying to, like, I'm holding my shit together right now. And you really setting me off right now. And then, like, she's just like, "No, fuck you. Don't fucking call me. Don't fucking text me." Fucking, like, you know, the Latinas, you know what I'm saying? How they say it. Like, "Don't fucking call me. Don't fucking text me. I don't want to fucking hear from you." And then she fucking calls me the next day. Fuck, dude. Like, I'm serious. And then, like, yeah, it kind of just dissolved from there. And I was just like, you know, like, I sent her a last message, like, "You said some fucked up shit yesterday." And then, yeah, from there, she called me again. And then she's just like, "Oh, I was by your house." That was during the storm, Hurricane Shirley, or fucking Hillary, whatever. And then she was like, "Oh, I was by your house. I was thinking about you." And I was like, "Oh shit, is it raining a lot outside?" She's like, "Yeah, it's fucking flooded." And I was just like, "Oh shit, I gotta go get some water because we're fucking trapped." I don't know. They say this storm's gonna last for like 3 days. Only lasted for a day. And then like, she's like, "Oh, I was just thinking about you." I was like, "Oh, you still outside? I mean, I could meet up with you." And she's like, "Oh no, I'm with my brother. I'm fucking taking off right now." And I was just like, "All right, fuck it. No. Thank you for thinking about me. I'll talk to you later then." Like, "Okay, bye." Never talked to her again. Yeah. I'm fucking stupid, bro. Like, it's just pointless. Stressed me the fuck out, too. And then I heard her homegirl. I was like, "What the fuck?" That's when I hung up.
So anyway, that fucking after that, right? Like, I did go visit her a few other times. She wasn't there. In hindsight, I will get to that actually. But the last time I ever did see her, I talked to her and I asked her, like, "Can I at least get like 5 minutes to like just try and get some closure out of this?" And she goes off saying like "I've never been happier in my life. Like those like 2 years that I spent with you are nothing to how happy I am now."
That's bullshit.
And you know, I wanted to tell myself that, Van Dyke. I wanted to believe like she's just acting out on an emotion right now, and she's just, you know, trying to get out all this, like, you know, because I was fucking pissed too. I was
she's
sad.
just trying to get under your skin, bro. Like, seriously.
So I thought that, you know, I wanted to believe that, but you know, I don't know. A part of me kind of like believed her. Like, again, the breakup never made any sense to me. So, you know, there is that part of me that just thought like, okay, like, yeah, maybe she is happier.
Yeah.
So I guess like I just tried living life without her, and you know, I feel like I did pretty good. Like I started journaling. I hit the gym like all the time. I stopped drinking.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, me too. I'm on my 12th day.
Probably.
Thanks.
But the thing is, I was taking care of myself like in the physical aspects, but like I wasn't telling anybody about this shit. That shit was just eating me up, because her words kept replaying in my head, like, man up, level up, like, all that type of shit. Like, I wanted to talk about it. Like, I think everybody at work knew that something was wrong with me. Like, they would ask, like, Cesar, what's wrong? Like, you're not yourself. And I was like, I'm just fucking sleepy, guys. It wasn't until I ran into one of her friends, actually. Ingrid's friends. And she asked about her, obviously, and I was like, look, dude, like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm not with her anymore. She broke up with me.
She's like, oh my God, Cesar.
Yeah, literally. And, honestly, I feel like she was able to see how hurt I was during that time.
Oh, man, you could see the pain in my face when me and Kiki broke up.
So, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell, right? And this girl, she told me, like, you should try talking to someone about it.
Like a therapist?
She didn't say therapist, but just, like, anybody. So
yeah, that's why you came to your boy right here, you know what I'm saying? And your other boys, too.
So, yeah, I started doing that, and, like, honestly, it helped a lot. Like, I'm glad I listened to her. Like, it was those 2.5 months of just bottling in all of that shit was fucking terrible, Van Dyke. And just finally, when I got it off my chest, it felt so much better. And yeah, it was pretty rough because I still had those moments where I was like, you know what, maybe like she still wants to get back with
me. Maybe she's cooled off.
Yeah, literally, and I spoke to this one girl, and you know what she told me? Because she knew the full story. I laid this out to, like, several people, and this is like a girl that I trust, and she told me, Cesar, what's the win in getting back with her? You said it yourself. Her family hates you. Her friends hate you.
Damn, her family hates you?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Her family hates you. Her friends hate you. And she told you herself that you're never going to be her priority.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, God damn, you're fucking right. What am I doing? And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Like, because she was, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I was looking at her TikToks during this time, and it was really dirty what she did. Like, she took this one song that we kind of like made our song, and used it in a way that, I don't know. Like, honestly, I felt like she was probably just killing two birds with one stone. Like, I'm gonna make this TikTok that's very ambiguous, that sounds like I miss Cesar, while playing the song that was ours, literally. Like, it was our song, but it was actually gonna be about a different guy. Wow. So I was like, I still had hope, but at the same time I thought, like, I think she's talking to someone else because of other various reasons. But I sent her an email, I still remember, and I gave myself a week. I told myself, if she doesn't respond within a week, we're moving on. She fucking responds like fucking a week and a day later.
Almost instantly. Oh, no.
Oh.
A week and a day later.
Yeah,
okay.
So not, like, God damn it.
Not instantly, sorry.
And she sent me this fucking long ass fucking, email. Like, literally, like, I could just scroll. It was just fucking bullshit. I was like, all right, like, what the fuck?
I hate that stuff.
Just saying, like,
that shit gives me anxiety. I have to read the whole fucking paragraph.
And it was just so.
One of my exes would send fucking paragraphs after paragraphs.
It was such bullshit. She was saying, like, I gotta go to therapy because of you. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, me? Why? I didn't do shit to you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know that it was wrong for me to get treated the way I was getting treated with you. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Girl, you needed help a long time ago. For real.
You needed fucking help.
You gotta stop blaming people. You're gaslighting.
I know, honestly, like, what the fuck?
Fucking gaslighting when you have your own problems to deal with.
Don't blame me for your fucking issues that you brought upon yourself.
Hey, he kept his distance, and the fact that he did, and then you felt some type of way about that, and now you need freaking therapy for that shit, or a psychologist. Actually, you do need to see a psychologist. You need to get your psyche checked.
And okay, so remember that. That she even went on to say that that's the only way she was able to stay away from me, by getting therapy.
Good for her.
But
the thing is, sorry.
So that pissed me off a lot, and it was just like it didn't make sense, because she ended it saying like, I only responded to you because in your last email you said that you still care about me. And I was like, what the fuck? In every email that I've sent you, I've said that I care about you. And now all of a sudden, so it didn't make sense again. And anytime it doesn't make sense, I kind of just like, I don't know. I try to investigate it, right?
Is she depressed?
She has issues, man. But so, I don't know if you remember, but this was during the time that like I told you, like, you know what, like, I had told you that I sent her an email, and that I was just gonna give it a week, and that, you know, I was done with this shit, because it's not good to fucking live that way, you know, like just missing a person so much when she's just supposedly happier than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, you would call me like a few times and check up on me, and eventually I started telling you shit like, you know what, I think maybe she is gonna turn around, and like, you know, maybe things are gonna fucking work out.
Yeah, I remember.
And, you know, you just listened. You didn't really say anything. And, you know, I fucking spewed off all this shit. Like, yeah, I think shit's going to work out, until one day you sent me some pictures of that music club.
Mm-hmm.
And it all made fucking sense. It all made fucking sense. I looked at the fucking date. Not even 5 days after the breakup, she was already out with like some fucking guy.
Nah, man.
And you know, now it's that Los Angeles Mission College music club or whatever, and it started making a lot of sense, man. Dyke, like,
she was putting her priorities somewhere else, type of shit, when it comes to like, I don't know, attention.
like, well, I mean, like, it was, I don't know if I told you this story, but I don't know if you remember, Valentine's Day fell on a Tuesday this year, and again, like, I don't sleep for 2 days.
I don't know how the fuck you do that.
And I wasn't gonna have any sleep for.
How do you not have psychosis?
I wasn't gonna have sleep on that Valentine's Day. So I let her know. I was like, hey, babe, like, I know you don't like it when I'm sleepy. Like, she literally has, like, she gets pissed if I'm sleepy. She knows I don't get sleep for like 2 days, but she gets pissed, you know? Mm-hmm. So I told her, like, hey, like, this is completely up to you. Like, I don't mind if you just want me to, like, grab a Bang energy drink and drink it before I pick you up to go on our Valentine's Day date. Or if you want to reschedule for Friday, where I will have some sleep. And she tells me that she wants to do Valentine's Day on Tuesday, when, like, you know, I'm on no sleep and just going to be on a Bang energy drink. And I tell her, like, that's completely fine. Like, I did not try to guilt trip her at all. I told her that's fine, no problem. Like, I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
So this was a week in advance. I let her know this. She changes her mind Monday night, the day before Valentine's Day, literally 1 hour before Tuesday. I'm at work, right? And she texts me saying, hey, let's just do Valentine's Day on Friday. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you had a week in advance to tell me that you want to reschedule. And now you're telling me an hour in advance before Valentine's Day that you want to reschedule our date? Why? And she's like, you're being really inconsiderate right now. Like, you're being so rude. I was just trying to be nice and considerate to you. And I was like, babe, you had a whole week to be considerate to me. I just got off the phone with you not too long ago telling you that I already called up the restaurant and everything.
Damn.
And now you're telling me, like, an hour before midnight that, hey, I want to do Friday instead. And she was like, wow, you're so fucking insensitive. I'm trying to be nice to you. You can never be considerate.
Nah, you was being inconsiderate, girl. Like, what the fuck? Like, he already had made reservations. He had a date planned out. Like, it's Valentine's Day. That's usually like what? Even though it's like, you know, every day should be Valentine's Day, but come on, like, he had everything planned out. He had, like, that's not cool. That's not considerate for him. Like, you could put aside your fucking whatever you were gonna do. You could make time. You could, you know, people aren't as busy as they say they are. Like, you could make time for somebody.
So I was wondering. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make sense again. But now looking back at it,
Unless your freaking mom was dying.
It made complete sense after I realized, like, oh shit. You know who else is at mission?
The fucking guitar guy?
The guitarist.
The guitar guy.
And, you know, as we found out, you know...
Let me go bum-ass mission. What the fuck?
As we found out, she was cheating on me. And...
Yeah, what the fuck?
She was cheating on me with this guy, this guitarist guy from that music fucking club, right? And, you helped out with that.
Yeah.
So, and then we kind of just put the pieces together and... Yeah,
and cheating is just showing, something like social media standards now. Cheating could be something as simple as just giving the time to another person.
I think she was giving something else one day.
Oh, she was giving a little something else?
So, I mean, again, like, imagine that. Like, fuck. Because, I don't know if you remember, I told you earlier that I wouldn't trust her around certain type of guys. Because she's... You know how they always, like, say, like... Or you'll see, like, for comedic relief, you'll see, like, a guy with his girl or something, and then he sees, like, a hot-ass girl, like, with a fat ass or something, and he breaks his neck looking at her, and the girlfriend's all pissed.
Hella.
And that was literally us, except that she would be doing that for guys that, like, could sing or play an instrument. And then she'd get pissed at me saying, like, why are you being so insecure? So, that's why I wouldn't trust her with, like, certain guys. But, yeah, it made a lot of sense, Van Dyke. I'm guessing the guitarist guy wanted to spend Valentine's Day with her.
Damn, that's fucked up.
And she tried canceling last minute on me because he was like, no, I don't want to do Friday. I want to do Valentine's Day. And then, I mean, I guess I put up a good argument that I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then it made, like, her fucking mood and attitude shift. Like, again, like, what girlfriend that apparently loves her boyfriend would say, like, stop telling me your fucking problems. Like, just man up. Figure it out yourself. After, like, you know... Not long ago, she was telling me, like, hey, I know you're strong, but I want to be there for you if you ever need me. A complete 180, Van Dyke. Why? Because she was pretty much done with me and seeing someone else.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I've been on that receiving end. I've been on the giving end, like, doing that type of shit, and then they find out. I've been honest too, man. I've had to break the ice just because sometimes that guilt just stays in you, like, and you just feel like you don't feel right. You feel like pretty messed up about it. That's why I know, like, that's why some girls have came clean and was just like, I'm cheating on you.
So, you know, like, I can respect, I can't respect the cheating aspect, but, like, fuck, like, you could have at least fucking told me. The thing is, with her, she made it a whole fucking thing to make me think that I was being abusive. At one point, I did think I was being abusive, Van Dyke, but then I started talking to people that were actually in an abusive relationship or cheating relationships, and I was like, wait, all I did was really just ask for respect. Like, hey, can you stop making TikToks about you and your ex-boyfriend? Like, she would make TikToks about, like, oh, I missed the good times I had with my ex. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you even making TikToks about that? Yeah. You don't even make TikToks about me.
I've done stuff like that too. Not to make TikToks, but I've, like, brought up my ex to, like, my current girlfriend before, and it just doesn't really end well. You just gotta put all that kind of stuff behind you, in my personal opinion, and, you know, just dating and stuff like that, because they don't want to know. Like, let's say you're at a store, convenience store, grocery store, and then you pass by your ex. It's going to be awkward as fuck, right? You're going to probably want to say, like, oh shit, that's my ex, or something. Yeah. Like, but it just sets off like some kind of thing in a girl. Like they're just gonna always be thinking about it now. And as a guy on the other side, like, you know, we'll just straight up just be like, man, what the fuck? Because my ex used to bring up like her dead boyfriend, her dead ex-boyfriend and shit like that. He got shot by the police and shit like that. Kiki. He got shot by the police and fucking died. I don't know. He was doing drugs and shit. And she would sometimes just be like, because like me and her would, you know, we'd have our arguments and shit like that. And, you know, I've done my share of fucked up shit as well that I shouldn't have, like, you know, cheat and shit. Even to this day, you know, well, not to this day, but, you know, till that day when we were together and shit. You know, she'd still bring up like, oh, that guy was better than you. I'm like, this nigga was a meth head. And he got killed by the police. How is he better than me? Like, exactly. Nigga, I have a job. Exactly. Like, I'm fucking... Yeah. I bought her... Like, bro, I bought her family shit. All this kind of shit, bro. Like, I was there for her when, like... Her relatives died and her brother got shot. Like, nigga, I was there on her side, nigga. Like, we went through thick and thin. And then for that shit to end, you know, like, I think about that shit, too. Like, it kind of... You know, I ponder about it every now and again... And it's like, it's fucked up because it's like, you know, like I did put effort into this. I know I made my mistakes. I was honest too, you know, I didn't want to keep it behind closed doors and shit like that and skeletons in my closet. Like I was upfront about it. You didn't have to hear it from such and such. I was straight up. And yeah, she was like, ah, man, like don't ever like if you cheat on me again, like don't ever tell me. And I'm just like okay, there won't be another time. Like we'll just stick this out. Like I really wanted to like take that relationship somewhere like further. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Her friends got into her head, bro. Yeah, her fucking homegirls got into her head like that. I'm a piece of shit and shit. And then she had a big mouth telling her friend, like I was just like, yo, like just please let's not talk about this around other people, like. But then she did, and then like that shit kind of backfired and shit like that too. And then like almost getting into a fight with her cousin and all this kind of extra shit. And like that shit was just super fucking unnecessary. Like, and then now like when I would try to hit her up, like we was cool. Like now she just fucking straight up blocked me. I was like hey, like I was having a hard time. I was like I wanted to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? A female. You feel me? Not like, you know, I could talk to the homies all day, but I wanted to talk to a female. But she's like, nah, I don't want to do this. Like, nah. Like, and I'm just like, man, I thought we was cool still. And like, she's like, nah, you hurt me enough. I'm just like, damn, like it's hot and it's cold. Like, I don't know. That sounds corny, but like for real, it's like it's hot and it's cold, and it's like, you know, then it's like, you know, we can have like we could touch base and like, you know, talk a little bit, and we did a little bit. But then it's like, whenever I try to reach out and shit like that, it's like she was too busy now. And it's like, I know you're not that busy. Yeah. Like, you literally sleep all fucking day. I know I've lived with you for fucking 2 years, yeah, 2.5 years.
Yeah, it sounds like you're good shit.
Like, you fucking, like, you're not really doing shit. You're trying to just find other shit to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you come home, you only work 4 hours, and you come home and you just sleep all fucking day. And then you just smoke some fucking weed. And then you just stress the fuck out. And then, you know, like, you have your own flaws, but then I was, like, accepting of those, just like I had my own flaws, and she was, I would think, accepting, but it came to a boiling point where it was just like, fuck that, you out. And I was just like, damn. And I had work later, and I had to miss work and shit, and that fucked up. It was like a chain reaction that fucked up a lot of shit in my life. And then I started drinking heavier. But now I'm sober.
Now you're sober.
And now I'm sober, it's like, I'm sober and it's like, I'm completely sober. I don't do shit. And like, now all I have to do is like think and keep myself busy. And you know, I intend on being sober because of the health issues that come along with it. And I was dealing with a lot of that stuff. And it was scary. And I don't really want to feel like that ever again. And I know I say that a lot. But now I'm taking meetings and stuff like that. Stuff that she wanted me to do. But like, it came a little later. You know, I begged her. I actually begged her to take me back. You know what I'm saying? But nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cold.
That's how it is sometimes. Well, I mean, I admire that you were honest about the cheating.
Yeah.
And you didn't try to frame it as like, hey, you're being abusive.
Nah, it was my fault.
Okay, like that's what she tried to do, like saying that I was abusive. while she was cheating behind my back and shit with this fucking guitarist guy. So I'm like, God damn, dude, like, you really are a shitty person. Like, you're shitty enough because you cheated, but then you try to fucking, end a relationship by saying, oh, Caesar was just an abusive, manipulative dick. I'm like, no, I wasn't, dude. Like, you're the one cheating behind my back, trying to make me believe I was abusive and shit. But I was thinking, like, am I better off? And I think I'm better off without her. Again, I don't need a cheating girlfriend in my life. But I'll be honest. I feel a lot better now because I saw that she, like I was telling you, I accidentally fucking saw this shit, and it made me want to throw up because I was like, ugh.
You wanted to throw up?
I wanted to throw up because I ended my streak of, like, not checking her shit, and it was, like, completely on accident and shit. It really was.
You really wanted to throw up? Like, when I got off the phone with Karina, I literally had an anxiety attack and walked to the hospital. And they didn't want to fucking take me because I went to the hospital too many fucking times this month.
Well, I didn't have an anxiety attack. I felt gross, but I know she's back with this, like, dude that I'm not gonna say what he did, but, like, he's I got nothing good to say about him. If you knew what he did, you would not want him to be around anybody that you love. I know that she's back with him. She brought him back into his life, and I know the mom's a piece of shit too, dude. The mom always tried to hook her up with him, even though she knew she was with me. So now I'm sure that the mom is happy, and I'm sure she's still happier than ever. So I'm just like, you know what, like, yeah, my buddy was right. Like, the family hates me, her friends hate me. Like, what's the win in that? Like, she already told me I'm never gonna be her priority, and she's always gonna put all these dudes that, like, are not good people, they should not even be alive. She's always gonna put these guys in front of me. So
the guys that go to the shows, I hate those guys. Like, they just have a fucking metal band T-shirt. They have a chain around their a chain wallet. Fucking dirty ass fucking pants. The fucking dirtiest fucking Vans that you could think of. Some stinky long hair or short hair. Fucking, they look dusty. They look musty too. And then they drink. They have a beer belly. They have a fucking beer belly, or they fucking, I don't know, they're off some kind of fucking paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the truth. I mean, that's the type of guy that she would definitely, this dude could do her so fucking wrong, and then she'll defend him tooth and nail. If I tell her, like, look, that dude's bad news, you gotta, like, stop fucking hanging out with him. She'll be like, he's a fucking great guy. But anyways, like, I mean, I guess I just want to end it with, like, that's the reality. That's what really happened for everybody that keeps asking me, like, what happened between you and her? Like, I know that it's honestly kind of embarrassing because I know that, for a good while she was, like, being spotted out with this dude. Mm-hmm. And, like, you could just kind of tell everybody that would look at me, they kind of just gave me this look like, he doesn't know. And I'm like, dude, like,
that sucks.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, honestly. But then, like, again, I know Ingrid better than anybody in this world, and one thing that she would fucking hate is if people knew that she was a shitty person. She'd rather fucking die than let people know that she's actually a shitty person.
Well, it's known now.
And I mean, look, the reason I'm saying this is because she made my family think I was being abusive. She made
your family?
Yeah. So again, like, she's a very manipulative. She's trained in fucking acting, so she knows what to say and when to say it.
She made your mom think you're fucking abusive?
Not my mom, but other fucking. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that later. But yeah, what I'm saying is, I just wanted this. I wanted the truth to be out here, and just to remind myself, like, hey, it wasn't me, man. It was her. Like, again, she brought this dude back into her life. This guy named Angel. That guy's bad news. She knows he's bad news. The mom fucking loves this guy for some reason.
Yeah. You don't need that in your life, bro.
But anyways, I just want to end with, I just wanted to put that out there already because it's just annoying that, so many people think that I was being the abusive one or I was cheating. That's what people told me. And I don't know if she ever hears this podcast. I'm gonna mind my own fucking business.
If you ever hear this podcast, literally take this for like some food for thought for yourself. Like don't try to project yourself onto other people like that. They're the bad person. Maybe you're not even the bad person yourself. Maybe it just didn't work out. But don't drag people's name in the ground.
She's a shitty person. Just
hey, the truth shall be said. There's two sides to every story. I could care less. But the thing is, my buddy, what I'm saying, he really did. He did fuck with you, and you kind of left him out in the rain. Literally. Like, I'm not even saying that as a figurative speech. Like that, you literally left the nigga in the rain with no answers. So, like, that's not cool. As you grow older, you'll see that, maybe you'll be the one left out in the rain. Literally. All right, so...
And with that, I want to say, if I see you in public, I will mind my own business. If I see your latest boyfriend / creep / fucking piece of shit, I'm going to mind my own business. If I see your friends or family, I'm going to mind my own business. Dyke is going to use the restroom. I know he has to leave pretty soon, so I'll just keep talking right now while he does his business. Just to reiterate, I did this episode mostly because, one, people keep asking me what happened, and people want to know what happened. I guess those reasons are pretty similar, right? But, yeah. The last reason, probably the most important reason, I would hope that this episode can stand and act as a reminder to me, because I'm pretty fucking stupid. If you've been listening to this podcast, then you probably know that already. So I would hope that this episode stands as a reminder for me, so I know what not to go back to. Like, I don't want to make the same mistake and go back with Ingrid. Let's say for whatever reason she hits me up or comes back into my life. I would hope this episode keeps me on the right path, and again serves as a reminder to not try to rekindle that, because I know the type of person that she is. I know that she was a shitty person. I know that she was abusive in the relationship, physically and mentally. I'll throw that out there. Little tidbit for all you guys that stick to the end. So yeah, hopefully I don't make the same mistake twice, and hopefully I don't walk into a new relationship where I try to ignore the red flags, as my buddy Ernesto would say. Yeah, hopefully I'm more cognizant of just character and reality, like just a person's character. If I could straight up tell, like, all right, this person is bad news, I probably should not try to start a relationship with that person, So hopefully this episode, keeps me on the right path. And, hopefully if anyone listens to this episode, they too stay on the right path and don't do anything stupid like me in terms of trying to, justify red flags or, defend red flags. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure I hear Van Dyke finishing up. Yeah, let's end it there. Thank you for watching, listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you in the next one.